with Vanguard Music Championship CEO Kirill Kasatskiy. How's it going today, Kirill?
Not bad, man. Not bad. How are you?
I'm good. I'm excited to talk about Vanguard Music Championship. Being behind the scenes, I've heard a lot about it from you for quite a long time now,
Oh
years.
yeah.
You something you wanted to bring to North America, and we'll touch on that in a few minutes here. But first of all, what is Vanguard Music Championship?
Vanguard Music Championship is a platform that we're building, and what we are doing is trying to get the best of the best in the form of a song battle format.
Okay. Now, who can enter this
Anybody and everybody who can record a song in English.
in English? So it's
Yes.
going to be worldwide.
Worldwide, yeah. So we're expecting Australia, Britain, everybody who speaks English.
And how will you be able to enter this championship tournament?
You would go to vanguardnetwork.org, and there will be a little form you have to fill out, obviously register so we know who you are.
Mm-hmm.
And that's about it. You will have the deadlines and the rules. Everything's going to be up there. Vanguardnetwork.org.
Okay, so now, before we get into the details of what this championship tournament is going to be about, take us back to the history of it. It wasn't always Vanguard Music Championship. It wasn't always in Canada or North America. So bring us up to speed on how we got here, present day, spring 2024.
So I'm an immigrant myself, right? I
Mm.
moved here back in 2002 from Ukraine, and there was no connection to back home, but through internet, through battles.
Mhm.
So I've participated in a bunch. I've met some good, solid friends. One of my business partners right now is somebody who I met through battling.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, we created a platform back in the Eastern Europe
Mm-hmm.
that was called My Rap Game. And
Okay.
we had events. Our biggest event had 2,300 participants.
Holy shit.
2,300 tracks was sent in for the qualifying round.
And
Yeah.
where were they all from? Because obviously that was not in English. Were they all just from Ukraine,
It was
Russia,
it was
that whole
Ukraine,
area?
Ukraine, Russia. There was a couple of people from Serbia.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? As
Shout out
long
to the Serbs.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. As long as you speak the language, right? So right now we're trying to translate it into English.
Mm-hmm.
Because back then we built a good platform. Everything was good, but we were too young.
Mm-hmm.
We were too young and everything. We just didn't know what to do with it.
Yeah, yeah. Just having
We
fun.
literally had the ball, but we didn't know what to do with it.
Didn't know to turn it on.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah, the light
now,
bulb didn't know to turn it on.
yeah, now my business partner has an IT firm, and I
Actually,
am.
yeah. And let's touch on your experience for a second too, because you didn't just hop in this trying to promote other artists. I mean, as much as you're doing that, you yourself have an extensive background in music.
Yes, yes. Like I said, battling was the only thing that connected me to back home for years.
Yeah.
Then we built our own platform and all of that. But I know for sure that any city that has few thousand people is gonna have few rappers in it.
Oh, for sure.
You know what I mean? And if they're good or not, that's for the judges to decide. But what I'm saying is there's a huge market for these people to be heard.
Mm-hmm.
They crave to be heard, and they crave not only to be heard, but they want to prove that they're better than somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's just the nature of hip hop.
Yeah.
We need to prove that we're better than somebody else, right? And we're gonna give you that chance. We're gonna give them that platform.
Back in the day when you were doing this in Ukraine, did anyone come out of there and make a name for themselves, go on to be anyone that is recognized after the tournament?
Well, in Eastern Europe, out of these competitions,
Yeah.
there's a few stars that came out, but one of the biggest ones is Oxymiron.
Oxymiron, yeah,
Yeah,
he's
and
massive.
he made some noise here too, right? He
Oh,
toured
yeah.
North America, he toured Europe.
He even did a battle too against Disaster on King of
Yeah,
the
yeah,
Dot.
he went to see. First, he was battling in song format. He made a name for himself, and then I don't know how they met with Disaster and how all that happened. I don't know, but
Worked out
yeah.
well. It was a good battle. So, okay, now back to North America, present day, what we're doing with this thing here, what you're doing with this thing here. Let's talk about how the tournament is going to work. So, it will be judged?
It will be judged.
Okay,
Yes.
now how are the judges going to get selected?
I am going to look for experienced battle rappers, pretty much only.
Okay.
For me to hire a fan to judge this, I don't know what kind of fan it has to be honest, because I want somebody who understands how hard it is
Mm-hmm.
to find complex rhymes and structures. I want somebody who understands how hard it is to find a cadence to fit this beat. You know what I mean? I want
Mhm.
somebody who knows what it takes to put the song together.
Mm-hmm.
You know, not just, like I said, not just the lyrics, not just the flow. I want somebody who's well-rounded in it. And I've already talked to Real Deal.
Yeah. Battle rapper, real deal.
Yeah. So he's gonna be involved in judging. I'm looking at Nameless,
Mm.
and I'm gonna, like I said, as you can tell from the names that I'm
Yeah,
already
yeah,
naming,
yeah.
the judges are gonna be for real. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
highly respected.
This isn't gonna be no fluke, that's for sure.
What's the reason for picking from the battle rap culture for judges as opposed to artists who make music and albums? I mean, Real Deal and Nameless do both make music, but they're recognized first, I think, from the battle rap world. So what do you think that brings that edge that somebody who only makes music won't get? Somebody who hasn't been in a competitive format will not get?
You really need to be able to understand the angles and the depth of the lyric.
Okay.
Um, just because you can put together a good sounding song
Yeah.
doesn't mean you're gonna make it far in this tournament.
Ah.
So because you will be judged, I'm sure we'll get in more on that, but you
Yeah.
will be judged on your flow, your rhymes, and overall opinion. So if your flow is constantly 5 out of 5, but your rhymes are 1, 2,
Yeah.
you're not gonna make it too far. You'll make
Yeah.
it somewhere, but you're not gonna make it too far.
So it's not
So I
so.
need somebody who understands the depth of the lyric, the complexity of the rhymes, the rhyme schemes, as well as he understands the cadence and everything.
So like Gucci Gang, Gucci Gang, Gucci Gang ain't gonna work
Yeah,
for this
that's.
tournament.
I don't think that's gonna make the first round of qualifying round. No.
Yeah, so let's talk about the rounds. There's a qualifying round to get in.
Yes, you
Okay.
have to pass the qualifying round to get in. The reason there is a qualifying round is to kind of wean off the more weaker artists,
Okay.
right? Because we can just let everybody in because it's gonna take forever, right? So we started with the qualifying round. Let's say we get 200 songs. If 100 of them are worthy, no, let me start over. So how it's gonna split? We're gonna go through a qualifying round, and then we're gonna go into pairs. Depending on the amount of songs sent in for the qualifying round, we will most likely either keep 128 people or 64 people. So if we keep 128 people, we get 64 pairs.
Okay.
If we get 64 people, we get 32 pairs.
Okay.
And it all depends on the quality of the material sent in, right? If we have 100 good songs, we'll put in another 28 from the weaker ones just to have more pairs.
Yeah,
But if we get sent in 60 decent songs, then we're just gonna keep 64 and make 32
Just
pairs.
6. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So that's what's
Which
gonna matter.
which is still, if you think about it, look, we got 32 pairs, 64 people,
Yeah.
right? That goes to 16, 8, 4, 2, 1.
Yo. Yeah.
That's a lengthy process.
Definitely.
You know what I mean? So even with 32 people, with 32 pairs, is a long process.
Especially for the judges, right? They gotta listen to every
The
single
qualifying
entry.
the only difference between the qualifying round and the paired rounds
Yeah.
is going to be that in qualifying round, nobody's gonna sit there and give you points for everything. It's just gonna be pass or fail.
Okay. Is there a point system for the judges? Is there a scoring criteria?
For the judges, yes, and you will be able to see it. And the judges, when the judge will click, with this is when it comes to pairs.
Okay.
When the judge will click on the pair, a window will pop up where he has 2 names, 2 tracks, and 3 things to fill out.
Okay.
Which is, first is flow and cadence, second is rhymes and their complexity, and the third one is overall opinion. And the overall opinion is where the judge can actually give his own personal input. You know what I mean? Because I expect, like I said, I'm going to be looking for experienced people, so I expect all the judges to be around the same area with the flow and the rhyme marks.
Yeah.
But the overall opinion is 1 out of 3, is where a judge can say, "Oh, I really like the song, put a 3 in there," or "This is trash," and put a 0 in there. Right? But it could be so that you hear a song and you're like, "Okay, lyrics 4, flow 4, but I really hate it."
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I get that. So say a judge on the panel does have a score, not the personal part, the first 2, which should be fairly close to each other.
Yes.
But it's way out in left field. Will that judge have to explain themselves to continue judging?
I will definitely ask the judge why so.
Yeah.
And if he has his own explanation for it, we'll see how he behaves.
And it makes sense then.
And it makes sense in some way. Maybe I don't. You know what I mean? I'm not excluding the possibility of me not understanding something. So if he can present it in a proper way and explain to me why he gave those marks, then we'll see how will he behave later. But if I see somebody just bluntly not paying attention, is just putting it in there or pulling somebody, if we catch that, I will get rid of the judge and the participant.
Is there any big barrier to entrance? Like if you have too much experience, you're not allowed to enter?
No.
No?
Anybody can enter. It's just that you're going to be taking a risk to get whooped by somebody who's got no name. Right? So
yeah, a lot to lose.
But at the same time, you could prove yourself. You could prove a point, right? This isn't about completely winning. Like, it's not about just to get to the first place and be the best. In the process of this, you're gonna network. You're gonna probably find some features. You'll definitely make some friends, probably a couple enemies too. But like I said, all of this has to stay.
Controversy sells. Make the enemies.
Yeah, right. And it's going to be fun. It's going to be a melting pot of people just saying this and that, but everything's going to come down to judges, right? And I will lean on the professional opinion of the judges in this.
Yeah, so what about for beats? How's that going to work?
When it comes to beats, The only thing we will ask from the participants, from the MCs, is to use copyright-free material. And it's not that hard right now. TikTok, YouTube, there's so
It's
many
everywhere.
producers.
Yeah,
They're
quick
just
Google, you
they're
can find.
asking you to take their beats.
Yeah.
Literally, you know what I mean? So that's the only thing we're gonna ask for, because we want to promote the material,
Yeah.
and we don't want to be dinged to oh, you can't promote this, copyright, right?
Yeah.
We will probably provide either a website, or we'll build in a tool into our system where you can check for copyright.
Okay.
But it would be in your benefit, because we give you the platform.
Yeah.
And if you do make a good song, people will listen. You know what I mean? From people from other pairs will scroll over and click on you, and it will grow, it will blow. And you don't want to have a hot song that can't be promoted.
Yeah, no shit.
Right, it sucks.
End up like the Fugees with that Ready or Not money. They lost everything.
That's exactly it, right?
Yeah, that's all was hot. That whole album was. But anyway, will you have resources on the Vanguard website for links to where people could find beats, or links where they could check their beat?
I will not be promoting no beat maker. No, you're gonna have to go find your own. But we will put out a few beats from our own in-house beat maker.
Oh, okay.
So you will have a choice of our beats that are 100% copyright free and everything. And,
I like that.
And the guy is pretty good. You'll see that. Oh, you heard his beats.
Yeah, tons.
He's really good, right? He makes everything from old school to drill.
That's a really good idea, because there definitely will be some people that, you know what I mean, aren't really good at Googling. So
yeah. That way, if you want to avoid it, for sure, we'll provide probably 5 beats per round.
That's awesome.
You can choose one and go over it and make it yours.
That is dope. I like that a lot. So the tiers will depend on how many people are there, correct?
Yes. So we will be aiming for 64 pairs, which is 128 people.
Okay.
I do anticipate to have 500 plus entries, because like I said, the judges are good. There's going to be cash, there's going to be a plaque or something. So there's a lot of benefit for you to enter, right? So I will be aiming for 128 people, which is 64 pairs, but maybe we'll make 128 pairs, which is 256 people, which is a lot.
Crazy. And then the prizes, as you touched on, there's going to be cash involved. There's going to be either a plaque or a trophy of some sort involved. Now, is there any fee to enter?
To enter, no.
No
We're
fee.
making it completely free for the participant. And like I said, all this work is being done legit for the culture. I want for the people that don't have a name but have a skill to come out and shine. You know what I mean? Sometimes it's hard. You have to run around and pay promoters to get some stage time. You have to run around and
sell tickets.
I don't want to say too many bad things, but you have to do a lot of circus shit to get some stage time. We're going to give you the platform.
Certainly fucking do.
That's what I'm saying. And we're going to give you a platform where you don't even have to leave your house. As long as you're good, you send in good material, we'll get you somewhere.
And it's just MP3, or will there come a time when video is required?
There
or is
might
video
be
optional?
There might be an extra. We might, because the event is going to be pretty sizable. Right. So I'm thinking of adding a couple more prizes for things like a People's Champ, somebody who didn't make it but was shining all along the event.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then, well, there will definitely be cash prizes. There will definitely be either a plaque or a statue of some sort. You will most likely get, not most likely, we'll put in some beats in there too, and we'll get more as we go. So it will pile on, right? For right now, for sure, you're going to get some sort of a plaque, you're going to get some money, you're going to get some beats. And the best part about all of this experience is you get the feedback from professionals. You get to go home, take notes, and make yourself better for the next season.
Yeah, the networking opportunity is huge.
Yeah. Well,
Massive.
that's without saying, right? It's going to be a melting pot. It's going to be.
Sure. And it's MP3 only? Or any?
So we might throw in an extra challenge in there for people that are, let's say, you're that good that we give you 2 weeks and you made your song in 5 days. And if you have extra time and you want to put in a video, for people who sent in a video, we'll probably have some sort of an award too.
Oh, that's neat.
We'll be making it more interesting as we go.
Yeah, especially season 1. It's going to be a lot of trial and error, figuring the kinks out as you go.
Well, the thing about that is we already did our trial and error. You know what I mean? So right now, like I said, you and me covered KOTD tournament.
Yeah.
I've watched enough battle rap.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? I know who the people are, so I'm almost certain that the judging aspect of it will be covered properly. I know who to call. I have a very good idea. So The only hiccups we might have might be some technical stuff, but other than that, it should go pretty smooth.
What if a contestant enters a song and they're not happy with what they entered? Are they allowed to pull it back out? Do they have a time limit before they can pull it out and re-enter? Like at any round along the way?
I think we will allow up to 24 hours.
After you submit your song?
After you submit your song, yeah. Okay. So if 24 hours has passed since you submitted it, you can't change it. Because, I don't know, that's just the way it is. You're supposed to be able to put the song together. You're supposed to be able to meet the deadline. So what I would suggest, if the deadline is, say, the 15th, keep your song until the 14th.
Yeah.
You go over it, put it away, listen to some other music, come back to it, make sure everything is tight. Because once you send it in, even though we do give you 24 hours to change it, you're going to have to reach out to one of us, you're going to have to find us, and you might not luck out. You might not get us within the 24 hours.
Depending on how busy you guys are, right?
That's what I'm saying, yeah. So it's better to make sure you're confident and then send it in. Don't send it in and be like, oh, shit.
From round to round, how much time do you estimate giving people as of right now?
As of right now, the qualifying round is going to be the longest round because of the amount, right?
Yeah.
We expect a few hundred tracks for sure, right? So the judges will need, like, I don't want people to be judging 50 tracks a day because after you get to 20, 25, they're all going to start sounding the same.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So I want the marks to be proper. So I want to give people the time to do so. So the first round will probably give a month to send in and probably 3 to 4 weeks to judge. But that's just the first month.
Yeah.
Right?
That's just to get things going. Yeah.
Once we start splitting in pairs, it's probably going to be a month per round. So 2 weeks to send in, 2 weeks to judge.
And when are you planning to kick this off? What's the expected start date?
The expected start date, we're going to start promoting it during the summer.
Yep.
And the expected start date to actually open up and give people topics, deadlines, rules is going to be September. When everybody, because obviously we're going to be aiming for a lot of students. A lot of younger cats, right? Stay in school, right? So, so we're going to be aiming anybody, say from 15 probably all the way to 40.
Yeah.
But a lot of the people are going to be young, so I want them to have their fun, come back home, and the first month of school is always easy, right? So.
I don't know if that's the way students look at it, but first month, that's nothing. You can miss class.
Well, it should be easier, right? I mean, you should have some time to put a song together. It's not exam.
Well, you'd have to make the time. You're entering the tournament, right? It's just like anything else. It could be a sport. It could be whatever. It might be your extracurricular thing, but you'll have to make the time and have the dedication and sacrifice some shit if you want to win Vanguard Music Championship.
For sure.
Between now and September, what's you said you're going to be promoting it more, but what other things should people look out for? More media stuff? You can do more interviews?
I want to interview a couple of judges.
Okay.
We already talked to Real Deal before. I want to get him and talk to him on this topic, see what he thinks about it. Because, like I said, he's the only one that I've talked to so far because it hasn't been ready. Now that we're getting closer, I'm going to start to reach out to more and more people. But Real Deal have been nothing but welcoming, and I would like to hear what he thinks about it because this is an innovation. I don't think I've Googled the shit out of this. I haven't seen one tournament like it.
Yeah.
So I would like to hear what he thinks about that. Like I said, Nameless is going to be the next person I reach out to. So I would like to talk to him. So yeah, expect some interviews, expect some promos, maybe even expect some music towards this. You know, we might even have a little before tournament contest. Say whoever sends the best song about Vanguard will get a couple $100.
Oh shit! Or like do a reel,
something like that. Yeah. So we start pumping out and getting the information out there.
That's a good idea too.
Something like that's gonna happen. Yeah. Oh, so stay on lookout. VanguardNetwork.org. Look out for that. We will probably do something like that. Put up, I don't know, $200-300 for you to make a song and a reel, and whoever's reels gets more views.
Fuck, there's a lot of good ideas here, man. There's a hell of a lot of good ideas.
Trust me, this might be a little bit weird to hear about the first time. MP3 battle, right? But once you see how it works, I am certain that after season 1, it's just going to get out of control. I'm going to need a lot more people to be able to handle it. Because I know what happens. Because when you legit do something for the people, I legit want to build this thing, to step back and look at it with all this melting pot of people arguing and sending in tracks and best come out, you know what I mean? That gets me going. That's what I want to see. It's not like honestly we've been building this for the last 6-7 months, like legit building it, not just talking about it, right? And I don't think even once we stopped to think about how much money we're going to get out of it or what are we getting out of it.
Oh,
We
shit.
keep thinking on how will the user benefit. That's our, you know what I mean? How will the user benefit and how will sponsor benefit? Those are the two we have to meet. Other than that, I don't really care, and it will pop.
That's dope.
It will pop because, like I said, I'm looking for that guy or a couple of guys that has the skill but does not have a platform or a voice. He might be sitting somewhere in Stratford where there's 500 people, you know what I mean? And nobody knows about him. We're gonna give him a voice.
Guy or a girl.
Or a girl, yeah. Well, it's just that it so happened that battle rap is not really a female-friendly
place.
Yeah.
No, there's some dope
There's some. Yeah,
I'm not
taking it away, but it's gonna be 80% male, if not 90.
Oh no shit!
You know
Just
what I
like
mean?
battle rap.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, you got like 6 female battle rappers out there that are worth a goddamn thing, and.
But judging by experience, there has been a couple of strong females back in Eastern Europe, and it's a sight to see. when you have strong MCs getting kicked out by a girl,
by a chick, guys just getting their whole manhood ripped apart.
Right?
All right. Anything else you want to say about Vanguard Music Championship before we wrap this up?
The only thing I want to say is that we are doing it. Like I said, we're doing it for the culture. I can't say it enough. We're doing it for that guy that doesn't have a voice and doesn't have a platform. Because I myself ran around, I've met 100 promoters, I've been to 150 clubs, I've seen it all, and I don't like the way it's being done, and I want to fix it.
Yeah.
And I feel like people that come out of Vanguard Music Championship, they will shine. We will organize events, and we will build our community, and this is going to be just a melting pot of battle rap.
Yeah, that's another thing. One last thing before we get out of here. Will there be, or is there plans to be Vanguard Music Championship events down the road at some point that involve winners or runner-ups or competitors, contestants from past seasons?
At some point, I would even like to organize an event where the final round goes down live.
That'd be dope.
Because these are songs, right? This is not, you know what I mean? So you will have to come out and rock the crowd, and you won't get judged right away. Judges will still have time to go home and you listen to it and all.
Okay.
But we will add another field for judges
for
the live performance.
I was going to say performance. Okay.
So it will be not just flow and rhymes and overall. It's also going to be a live performance points. But that's in the future, right?
Yeah, You're going to have to get a season under your belt first.
Yeah. I don't think in first, second season, maybe even second seasons, but third for sure. For sure. I expect, like I said, thousands of people to watch it right away. Just because, like I said, I'm going to lean on professional judges. I'm going to have good prizes, and it's free. You would have to be silly not to join.
Yeah. And okay, before we wrap this up, let people know where they can find you or contact you if they have more questions in the meantime.
Honestly, right now it's all vanguardnetwork.org. There's going to be there's a little information hanging up there. There's going to be an email there. Whatever you need, whatever you think. If you want to sponsor, if you're thinking of participating, hit us up. We'll be there. vanguardnetwork.org.
All right. Vanguard Music Championship. For Kirill Kasatskiy, I'm Jay Kelly. We out. Peace.
Easy.